and salutations, all you friends and family, fans and followers of the Zita Nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of old Asians.
Welcome to episode 72 of The Revolution. I am your host with the most from the east to the west coast, Emperor Zita! And I'm here with my very special guest host this week.
I'm a peanut butter on the breakfast toast, Princess Katherine.
And we are coming to you from the Fortress of Solitude here in Etobicoke, Ontario, Canada. This week, as you can see, I have a very special guest host, my beautiful princess, my loving daughter. And since we have Catherine's last comic book day this week, I thought I would get her to help me host the beginning of the show. We have some very special footage during Princess Katherine's segment of her going
to school.
So Katherine went to school this week for the very first time.
School was very great. I just played in there, and this thing was the Lego block. That one was too hard, but I tried that other one.
This week will be Katherine's final comic book day, so we have that for you. We have her guest hosting this week, and some footage of her starting school. So it is a very Katherine-centric episode. Plus, we have a very special milestone for Prince Anthony this week, and Magz will tell you all about that. Thank you for being my co-host this week, Katherine.
You're welcome.
Anyways, that is enough from me.
Let's get on with the show.
Rock and roll, baby! And here we go!
So Anthony is about a week shy of 8 months, and we have our first tooth that popped out. That was exciting. The only thing I was thinking was about time. He loves being outside. He loves the outdoors. We just sit there and stare at cars and no new words, but we could have sworn Anthony might have said yeah. So I've only heard that once. And then there's uh-oh, but that was only once. He's still not sleeping through the night. It's getting a little better. It's getting better. He's been playing with Timmy's cups, toys, plastic bottles. He's obsessed with Tim Hortons cups. He's like literally a human Tim Hortons commercial. I'm gonna videotape it one of these days and send it to Tim Hortons. I can't drink Timmy's coffee unless I get him an extra cup because he'll get angry if I don't. If he sees me drinking from a cup and he doesn't have one to play with. He's a mess. Just like his father. And on a different note, Katherine had her first day of school today. Little princess, actually, her first day of kindergarten. Man, I can't believe how fast she's grown up. It seems like the other day we brought her home from the hospital. And now she's starting school.
Road is my
So Raw this week was kind of cool, but it was a bit more of the same. It's kind of getting boring again. SmackDown just seems to be a repeat of Raw. They do the same things on SmackDown that they're doing on Raw. And there is definitely not enough Vicky Guerrero.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
But on the plus side, at least Daniel Bryan is getting some screen time. I am loving his feud with Orton and the new corporation. It's funny how the Hounds of Justice now work for Triple H and are still beating down Daniel Bryan. Yet nobody comes to help him out for fear of losing their job. Not even the Big Show. And how weird was that to see Big Show bawling like a baby on Monday night? At least his Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton feud is getting other people some screen time like Dolph Ziggler and Big Show and even The Miz. I'm just waiting for the payoff because you know at Night of Champions, there is no way that Daniel Bryan is walking out with that title. They need to milk this for all it's worth, and they consider Randy Orton to be the next top guy behind John Cena even after humbling him for a year. I just really want to see Daniel Bryan walk out with that title and hold on to it for more than 35 seconds. So CM Punk and Paul Heyman's feud is getting more exciting every week. This week though was just a big talk segment. CM Punk went out there and let it rip. Now he's great on the mic, but I would rather see him in the ring. I'd like to see him wrestle. I guess WWE is scared that he's going to get injured. With Cena down, they can't afford to lose Punk too. And I don't understand why Punk versus Curtis Axel at Night of Champions is not for the Intercontinental Championship. It shouldn't be a handicap elimination match, because if Punk beats Axel in a one-on-one, he's still going to get his hands on Paul Heyman.
It's closer time!
So this week, Raw comes here to Toronto at the Air Canada Centre, and me, the Empress, the Princess, and even little Anthony are going to be attending. Two big things are coming Monday. For one, Goldust will be making his return to the ring to face Randy Orton for his brother's job. We all know Goldust is not going to win this match, but it will be nice to see that one more time. But the biggest news, the biggest thing to happen this Monday night is that my favorite wrestler of all time, the best Canadian wrestler ever, yes, even better than Bret Hart, Adam Copeland, also known as Edge, will be appearing on Raw. Now, yes, it is to promote his show on Sci-Fi, which we all know is Haven, but it will be so great to see Edge back in a WWE ring on a WWE mic. And you know he's just got to have a confrontation with his former Rated RKO partner. Maybe this will get Zack Ryder on Raw. He used to be an Edgehead. We could have a reunion between Edge and Zack Ryder. How awesome would that be? Speaking of Zack Ryder, he has finally made the progression from jobber to glorified extra. The only time we saw him this week on any WWE programming was when he was up on the stage with the rest of the roster, just standing there listening to Triple H babble on and on and on and on.
I am serious, bro!
Zack Ryder isn't even a jobber anymore because he doesn't even get in the ring. Never thought I'd say I'd miss the days that Zack Ryder used to job out. At least then we'd get to see him on Raw, or SmackDown, or Main Event, or even, God forbid, Superstars. Hell, send him down to NXT. He's already got more experience than half the guys down there. There he could actually be champion. I'm just hoping that this Monday, here in Toronto, with the huge following he has in Canada, they're smart enough to put him on the show.
Love to me again. This thing. Not having a
Thank you.
Take me off. I don't live like it. I go here. And there and like it. Because it's nice. And that is Madagascar. Flower. The egg was the bed crumb.
That's right.
Bye, Baba. Now, because the date's coming now. I'm not gonna Let's see me. The door. A book. I want to read this one. Getting my money. Here. Bye, Rebecca. The school. Hello, Kitty. Bye, I gotta go to school right now. Bye, Mommy. I gotta go to school now.
And I was no leader of the pack.
princess and the handsome boy and the head and the walls.
So, as you can see, Catherine is very enthusiastic for her very last comic book day. Hello people, as Catherine said, it is comic book day. And it is Catherine's last comic book day for a very long time because
I'm going to school.
That's right, Catherine's going to school this week. So this will be her very last comic book day because from now on she will be in class during comic book day. So, as she said, we're headed down Excalibur Comics. We're going to see Rob and Fred. And we'll find out what they have to say. And we will see you soon, people. So we're down here at Excalibur Comics for Catherine's very last comic book day till at least December. So she's already headed up the stairs to the Steps of Doom. I get to carry the stroller up, yes, that's right, the Steps of Doom once again this week. So we will head up there, find out what Rob and Fred have to say, and enjoy Catherine's very last comic book day.
This is Excalibur Comics, 3030 Bloor Street West, upstairs above the Kingsway Theater.
This week I'm going to start off with plugging a book, Heroic Tales, the Bill Everett Archives, Volume 2. Bill Everett is best known for creating the Submariner, and what they've done in Fantagraphics has done is that they basically have reprinted a lot of the material that he did back in for other companies and stuff. So I would strongly, deeply recommend pick up this book because it's got a lot of great stuff by Bill Everett. Really, when it comes down to it, some of the best horror stuff was done by Bill Everett. The other thing I'm going to recommend too is because I do love David Finch, one of the best Canadian artists. Period. Forever Evil #1 came out today from DC Comics. This is where the bad guys now got control of Earth, the DC Earth, shall I say. So we know they're going to be doing nasty and terrible things until the superheroes can, shall we say, regroup in whatever dire situation they're in. And not to forget anything else, I also recommend that you pick up, if you like old 50s horror stuff, Haunted Horror by IDW. What's nice about this is it's 52 pages, not your 20-page crap for $3.99. It's 52 pages. We're going to get to a book that I do love because of one important thing, and that is that the artist on the book. And I know I keep on playing him up so much. Frank Cho is part of one of the best artists today, and his artwork is just absolutely beautiful. And anything he draws or does is just gorgeous to look at. This is Battle of the Atom. It's an ongoing series in the X-Men. Like, it'll be crossing over all the various X-Men titles. But the first issue, it's all Frank Cho, and it's worth getting just for that alone, okay? The other book I would recommend, that's the Iron Man book, is The Secret Origin of Iron Man. Again, well written. Again, it's always interesting playing with the origin, his early origin, how he became who he was from the start. And we're talking about from baby on sort of thing. So we'll see how many books good old Interspace plugs that are Marvel or DC or whatever this week. But in the meantime, Iron Man, okay? And Iron Man 50.
So basically, Syria would be the next to be toppled. If you look at what Wes Clark said, day after 9/11, he got a communique from the White House. And he looked up his aides bringing in the letter from the White House, and he said, "Don't tell me, we're going to attack Iraq." And the aide said, "No, it's worse than that, sir. We're attacking not only Iraq, Afghanistan, we're going to go into Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Syria. Now most of those have already been taken over, except for Syria, which by next week probably they're going to go in and take over. And then after that, Iran. And it's taken almost 12 years. It's taken 12 years, and now they're going to go after Syria, and then the next one will be Iran, according to this communique General Wes Clark said he got from the Pentagon. Now, if you look at what Spaceman said, they're basically trying to surround Israel and create a false war again, which would be World War III. And you get Egypt, which has ceased fire with Israel. They brought in the Muslim Brotherhood. Now, if you look at history, Muslim Brotherhood was originally created by Hitler back in 45. They got kicked out and went into Saudi Arabia. They splintered into Al-Qaeda, trained by the CIA. And you know, when the CIA was formed, almost 60% of them were SS Nazis, black signifying illumination. Just like the judge wears black, it's illumination. Just like when you graduate from university, it's black cloak. It's all illumination knowledge. And like I said, they love to create turmoil to get what they want eventually. It's like different sides fighting, but the one controlling both sides win. It's just like Toronto Maple Leafs always fight with the Montreal Canadiens for the cup or whatever during the season. But in the end, the NHL commissioners and Bettman, the main guy, he's the one making all the money. So you got all these sides like Syria and all those guys fighting, but they all belong to the same club. They said allegedly he used chemical weapons, but there's no proof given yet. Similarly, you got to look back at history. Gulf of Tonkin, they said the North Koreans shot at the American ships, and that started the Vietnam War. Now we realize that was a lie. Then they said the Saddam had weapons of mass destruction. Today we've never found anything, so that may be a lie. You have to realize, is this really propaganda to create a war? And then 50 years or 20 years later, you find out it was a hoax. Similar with Hitler, he said the Poles attacked him, and that's why he went to invade Poland. But Hitler, we found out in the Nuremberg trials, he actually faked the Polish guards shooting the Germans. So it's like history repeating itself maybe if we go in and attack Syria without actual hard evidence, right? All these wars seem to be instigated by lies. I really want to see the evidence before we go in, if we are going to go in, right?
Once again, for the 72nd week in a row, our time is done here at the Zita Nation. So come back next week for a report from the Raw taping here in Toronto, right here on YouTube. Go back and check out all of my other episodes right here on YouTube. And subscribe to my channel, one word, Emperor Zita, right here on YouTube. Pick up your Drop Dead Pinups Electric Night CD. Check them out on iTunes and follow them on Twitter for news on their brand new album at Drop Dead Pinups. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Emperor Zita. Head down to Excalibur Comics for all of your comic book related needs. I am the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal, death-defying Sabu.